Hello friends, welcome back. I want to talk in this video about how wrong it is to envy someone. I'm going to title this video, Never Envy Anyone. We've often been in situations where we see someone we know, or maybe someone we don't know, uh, having a bigger house, driving a nicer car, having nicer clothes, going on vacations, having more beautiful wife or wealthier, more successful husband, or we see a friend, a coworker, suddenly having done so much better than us, even though you used to work with them, and now they're in another stratosphere financially than you, and you can't help but to be deeply upset and be envious of them. There is a reason from the old ages, from the centuries and centuries ago. It's always been advised by the uh, wisest advisors and gurus and those who know and have been through life much longer than us, that it's never good to envy. Because when you envy, first of all, you're looking at a snapshot of someone's life. You don't know the other things that they're going through. For example, you might see that they're having a very big house, but you don't know how they're feeling inside their heart. You can never be inside a person's heart and in their mind and inside their life to see the entire picture of what they're experiencing. You're only seeing a snapshot. Have you ever seen these super wealthy people that commit suicide, or suddenly you realize they're going through a divorce? It's important to keep in mind that are when you see suddenly the life of someone else, you're looking at a snapshot. You're not seeing the whole thing. Envy is a very toxic feeling. It's a very toxic emotion, and it's very, very negative. It can only harm you. And actually, when you see someone having things that you don't have, especially if it's someone you know or a coworker, that is really cause also to be happy, because you know that they were just like you and I, just like you, and that it's possible to have what they have. You know, after all, they didn't come from Mars. So keep that in mind. Remember, there is an abundance out there. Just because someone has something that you want, it doesn't mean that that you cannot have it also. It's not a finite thing where someone has a certain amount of wealth and then so there's less available for you. It doesn't work like that. There's plenty to go around for all of us who are willing to go after what we want. Also, when you're looking at someone else's life, and you know, maybe you knew them 10, 20 years ago, and now you realize they have something that you don't have, it's because at that moment we forget that they have their own lifestyle. They have the series of things that they sacrificed in lieu of having other things. And maybe for you, you were not able to, or you were not willing to sacrifice the same things. Maybe the same things are not as important to you as it is to them. You know, this is about somebody, for example, who married early and has children and is stuck in a married life, but is very, very successful. Maybe you chose to be single and you know, gallivanting around with women and traveling around the world, and you valued your freedom and not being saddled more than being in a married life. You know, maybe that would have never worked for you. This is just an example, but it's just a way to make you see that what works for others will not work for you. And true happiness, true happiness is not having things. There are countless billions of examples out there with people that wanted something. You know, they said, I will be happy when I have this house, this car, fill in the blank, this woman, this vacation, whatever. And once they had it, they immediately realized it is not what made them happy. What makes most people happy is being content with what you have. Now, whatever that is. You know, universally, studies have shown that being amongst the people, friends and family that love you and understand you, and is the biggest factor in the level of happiness that someone has. No matter how wealthy you are, if you're alone or if you're amongst people who don't understand you and you don't enjoy talking to or interacting with, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be lonely in a crowded room. So the reason I mention this is because don't think material things is going to make you happy, because it is not. The world is full of people that are driving a Bentley and are sad, are have a frown on their face, because that is not really what they wanted. And on the other side, uh, there are people that have nothing, no material things. Maybe they sleep on a hut, but they're happy. I've seen myself when traveling to Brazil these really peasants that had nothing. They were living in these shanty town homes, but they were all together. All the neighbors and family were together. They would gather in the evenings, do a little barbecue and hang around together around the beach, and they were laughing and drinking, and they were truly happy because they were amongst a group of people that understood them and spoke, their language. I don't mean literally spoke their language, but I mean they understood each other. You know how it is when you're with a friend that really understands you. That you feel like you to a doctor. You've gone to a doctor and he's given you a medicine that's working. When you're with people that understand your language and you could truly confide in, see how good that feels. Happiness comes from those things and not from material things. Now, you owe it to yourself to go out there, make the sacrifices that you are able to make, that you need to make to have the things that you want in life. But don't do it because you think having those things is going to make you happy. Money has been universally proven. Money brings convenience, it does not bring happiness. So I hope this video has helped in seeing you, in making you see that envy is wrong because you are not considering the entire aspect of someone's life. You're just seeing the very outer shell. And envy is wrong because it's a toxic, negative feeling that can do you no good and only do you bad. So imagine, just realize you are on your own path. You are on your own rail imagine a train car, and the other person is on their own rail. Everybody's road in life is different, and the things that are we willing to have and we're willing to sacrifice and the way we're willing to live is different from one another. uh, I hope this has helped, gentlemen, and I'll see you in the next video.